This story that I'm about to tell you is the second best-selling light novel series of all time and the 23rd highest rated anime of all time. Most impressively is that it achieves all this without a single fight sequence. Wouldn't you like to know what this story is all about? Let's get right into it. The setting is roughly ancient imperial China with emperors, the Forbidden Palace, and most prominently in this story, consorts and courtesans. Now, if you also want to write a popular story, I must say it is not a bad idea for it to take place in between two enormous pairs of socially and economically diverse groups of people. This is Mao Mao. She has an apothecary as an adoptive father, hence the title, and an entire brothel of courtesans as her adoptive mother. Lucky girl. This makes her incredibly knowledgeable in both medicine and, well, courtesan things. I'll just leave it at that. She has freckles. Don't you dare forget about the freckles. And her favorite pastimes are gathering herbs and poisoning herself. Something we all do, but instead of beer and brain rot, she uses actual poisons. The best word to describe Mao Mao is ugly, but not because that's my opinion. I mean, she's an anime girl, so by my worldview, ugly and anime girl is not even a possible combination. No, Mao Mao wants the only adjective associated with her to be ugly. Why? To reduce her chance of being kidnapped. So then, in the first minute of the show, Mao Mao gets kidnapped, of course. She just shouldn't have been an anime girl. It's her own fault, really. She is forced to work as a lowly servant girl in the Forbidden Palace, specifically in the rear palace where all the emperor's consorts are, and all the money that she earns goes to her kidnappers. You'd think that she'd feel a little bit of panic or something, but nope, she's like, ugh, I hate being tied up when my nose is itchy. You see, Mao Mao is a pragmatist, so she simply accepts her situation and deals with it rationally. She knows that if she keeps her head down and doesn't draw any attention, she'll be free in 2 years. Not only that, but she's even smart enough to pretend to be illiterate so that she can work as a laundry girl. This way, her kidnappers earn less money. What a simple plan. She carries this out, and the end. Ha, if only. Mao Mao is a goddamn genius when it comes to everything else. But when it comes to not drawing attention to herself, it seems all the cells in her brain just merge into one singular brain cell. And she really just can't do it. So begins her adventures. Mao Mao hears about two high-ranking consorts that both have sick babies. The 3 previous children of the emperor also died as infants. There must be something bigger at play here. Everyone says it's a curse. Maybe the 2 consorts curse each other in order to win favor with the emperor. Mao Mao catches wind of the symptoms: stomachache, headache, and nausea. Somehow, she doesn't immediately think, wow, these are literally the most generic symptoms for like a million different diseases. Instead, she recognizes these as the exact same symptoms that had plagued courtesans in her childhood. She knew the cause was a toxic face powder. The women traded their lives for a brief moment of beauty. But Mao Mao couldn't just dump this information on the consorts. She was smart enough to know that no one will give a shit about a lowly servant girl's diagnosis. So she finds another way. Mao Mao leaves an anonymous note for both consorts. The pink consort follows the note and stops using the face powder. Her baby soon recovers. The blue consort does not, and her baby eventually dies. Look, I know the consorts have names, but I hate names, so it's a lot easier just to refer to them by color. Impressed by the effectiveness of the note, the pink consort urgently enlists the help of a high-ranking eunuch named Jinshi to find this mysterious saver. Luckily, Jinshi just so happens to have previously overheard Mao Mao mumbling about her plan, so all he has to do is to lure her out. And Jinshi has the perfect idea for that. He gathers all of the laundry girls and then holds up a note saying the one with the freckles should stay. He then tells all of them to leave, but Mao Mao stays since she's the one with the freckles. But in reality, this was all part of Jinshi's trap. What he truly wanted to confirm was that Mao Mao could read and write, and therefore would be capable of writing the notes to the consorts. Jinshi drags an unwilling Mao Mao to the pink consort, and at this point, Mao Mao still tries desperately to get away by playing dumb. After all, Mao Mao did overstep her status as a laundry girl, and she knows she could be beheaded for it. This show never shies away from showing exactly how powerless Mao Mao really is and how easily she can lose her life at all times. This level of danger, which doesn't require any bloodshed or supernatural elements, really elevates every selfless decision that Mao Mao makes, because you know she's risking her life to do it. Deep down, she just can't stop herself but to keep helping others, despite her rational plans, and that is what makes Mao Mao such an endearing protagonist. Jinchi finally forces the truth out by claiming that the fabric of the note was ripped from a laundry girl's uniform. Mao Mao's own ripped uniform would prove that she was the one. Thankfully, the pink consort had no intentions of punishing Mao Mao. Instead, she is grateful and promotes Mao Mao to be her own personal poison taster. Now, I don't really get how this works. It's like saying you're promoted and your new job is that you can die by poison. But thankfully, Mao Mao has built up immunity against poisons from experimenting on herself over the years, so to her, this is just free expensive food. This does mean that her plan to keep her head down and lay low flies out the window and rolled into the ocean because it is never coming back. Funny enough, Mao Mao doesn't even slow down the speed at which she draws attention to herself after this fiasco. I'm pretty sure by the end of the season, literally everyone in the palace knows who Mao Mao is. After the first food tasting, Mao Mao suggests to the servants that they should use silver plates instead of ceramic because silver can chemically react to and reveal certain poisons. The servant already knew this and tells Mao Mao that they purposely use ceramic in order to test Mao Mao's knowledge. Good thing she passed. Then the servant asks Mao Mao why she doesn't take advantage of her skills and knowledge to earn higher wages. Mao Mao explains that all of her wages go sent to her kidnappers, so there's no point. This is when the servant comes up with a really clever plan to help Mao Mao. She pretends that Mao Mao breaks an expensive vase, and the money for the vase would need to be taken out of Mao Mao's wages. Then the servant sets up a separate direct payment to Mao Mao so that she can actually be paid. This way, the kidnappers gets played and Mao Mao comes out on top. The story of Apothecary Diaries doesn't end here, it's not even close. And I will have the next part of the story on my channel very, very soon, so stay tuned. But I wanted to first give my thoughts on this portion of the story. From the very beginning, this show expertly juggles elements of mystery, comedy, and tragedy, which is no easy feat. But this balance allows the story to always be exciting and fresh. And at the center of it all is Mao Mao, whose pragmatic view of the world, combined with a heart that's too big for her little body, makes everything she does a joy to watch as she delicately navigates a world that is stacked against her. I would give this first part of Apothecary Diaries a 10 out of 10.